Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a wonderful day, for we're really moving. It's very important to stay strong and patient right now, because we're really on the brink of a great change. For it is about trusting God in all things. Whenever you do not know, ask your I am presence to handle things. Ask the collective I am presence. Work more with this consciousness that is all powerful and all knowing. Yet it is submissive to the individual will. So it's like you have to invoke it and give your mind and your power to the I am present. Trust that and work more with that. For God entrusted you to come here and to liberate the world. We're all very important. We're all piece of a puzzle. So what we need to do is to be ourselves, to learn how to be ourselves, to connect to that spirit. And because we can no longer fit into the old mold of society, it no longer works. But the society, as we change, the society will have to fit into us. We'll have to adapt to fit into this new light, new parameters that we bring, this authenticity. For in the lower energy, it's all about opposition and contradiction. The truth are, so it's about letting go, having detachment, and detachments bring balance and moving beyond all wounds, all habits. For the survival instinct is very strong still. We still have this survival instinct that bring out fear and keep us on our toes. But we want to let go of that as much as possible and trust to seek out joy, to move, to make life a parade, to move into a ceremonial experience where all is about understanding the perfection of all things, like Spinoza said, that all is perfect, the exile of ignorance. We put everything in the hands of God. So when we trust that, it's very powerful. We engage forces that are really extremely powerful and loving and wise. So what we also need to do very strongly is not to be afraid neither of death or of what other people think. For if we're afraid of death, we're afraid of living. Osho used to say, "Life begins where fear ends." But do not. We cannot find. If we have need to have confirmation of the outside world, it is will decrease our inner power. We have to move back to the world of cause rather than the effect. For what is right now is the world of cause, is the world of effect from the cause, unconscious cause. And as we create new cause, the reality will change, and to be in the lotus, the resurrection lotus of cause and effect. But by making new choice, whenever we make a choice, we feel like because we think, we feel, we go through our intuition and know that we make a new choice, a higher choice, and then we feel like we've made what we need to do. But then the rule change. As soon as we make the choice, it feels like the reality was not what we expected, because the rule change. Those are the rules we are self-created. So it's like a dance with the energy to stay flexible. For reality does not create reality. It is thoughts that create reality. So the drama that was created from the collective thoughts of humanity. We all created this drama, but we can change it as we change our thought and perspective. We need to unite our mind, our heart, and our intuition, for there is a lot of people with a lot of power that are completely close-hearted, and they only use their intuition when it serves their ego. But they will have to face their own responsibility very soon. Also understanding that the outer chaos is only a reflection of the inner chaos we feel inside. It's an opportunity to transmute chaos back into harmony, into peace, to find it's same thing with freedom. We cannot expect outside freedom until we find some inner freedom. Sometimes we can, for a long time, we were expecting freedom to come from outside, but God was giving us an opportunity because it wants us to be self-empowered, to discover our own freedom, and then we'll create that freedom externally. It is just a natural cause of inner freedom will cause the outer freedom as well. And the more we fight against something, the more it persists. What we resist persists. So the war against all the things that are unwanted just makes them stronger. Right? So it's very much about moving into effortless release. It's much more powerful. But sometimes we're forced to enter into our own darkness. And we see part of ourselves that are wounded or in guilt or shame or whatever. So we have to invite, and with loving kindness and care, to invite those part of ourselves back into the light of our higher self, rather than fighting against this darkness. For all hardships are connected to resistance to love, resistance to coming back into the light. So those are very I'm trying to make practical, to offer practical advice for philosophy, more Platonician than Aristotelian. But Aristotle has this intention to try to make philosophy practical, and so. Rather than theoretical, but although I'm much more Platonician in the underlying philosophy of what Plato brought, but than Aristotle, which was more materialist, and Plato was more spiritualist. But I'm hoping those messages I'm giving are practical for you. For it, sometimes it's like we understand things, we have to apply it day after day after day. But some of those things we can see quick result when we really move ourselves towards the applications of the release, of the letting go, and all the. It's quite practical. I thank you for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and for subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, and for your donations. If you want a private session, a reading, feel free to send me an email. For in the past, we have the meeting, the encountering. For what we seek is to meet ourselves, to be ourselves, and then there's going to be a great deal of new social connection. Right now, where we are is rejoicing. We want to stay in the state of rejoicing, to be already in the new, to create this new cause of joy. We are worthy to be healthy, wealthy, happy and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. We are worthy of that. So just rejoice and know that what you seek is before you, and then what is coming in the future is destiny. We're going to really be able to move into this destiny, for we've been entrusted this great responsibility to awaken the world, to heal the world, to bring higher consciousness into this world. We all came by mass, millions of souls, advanced soul came accepted to incarnate in this very difficult time, in this difficult planet, but our Mother Earth is still beautiful, very, very beautiful, and we can. What Creator wants is to recreate this paradise on Earth, and so we just in the forefront of consciousness. We are what we're working on now is humility, to stay simple, to stay humble, to not feel whatever you know, whatever you, no matter what power we have, to use it with wisdom, and to be simple and considerate, and to be kind. And the future is trust. We're going to move into trust. Trust is very, very powerful. For faith and trust can move mountains with this faith and trust. And so we're gonna have to face the darkness. We cannot move truly into the light until we do not see that there is great darkness on this planet. Being aware of the depths of darkness that has been ruling the planet. For the truth of this planet is darkness on the third dimension. But we need to bring that into the light. But the consciousness of all the depths of darkness will come into the collective consciousness. And first, we need to be aware of it. Yes, remain peaceful and serene internally. Always keep your peace. Focus on the light, stay in peace, but do not neglect, cannot deny the fact that there is satanism, there is cannibalism, there is pedophilia. All those things exist on the planet, and they need to be removed. So it's not about blinding, but yet to stay focused on the light. But yet we want to, when our consciousness makes us face those really dark aspect of reality on this planet, is to see how we handle it, to stay just, to stay fair, but not to compromise, not to be drawn into something. It's better to focus on the inner calm than the outer madness and agitation. So just stay. But all the layers of darkness will have to be exposed. It is a great battle of the psyche that is going on here. It's on the planet, but it's a galactic parameters that's been solved here slowly but surely, between fear and love, darkness and light, the angels against the demons, the artificial and this intelligence versus pure consciousness. And it's like all those. It's a battle of the psyche. Just stay in the light, stay focused, stay centered, stay peaceful. And when all of that will come out, there's going to be fear, there's going to be guilt, there's going to be anger, like on a massive level in society. So, but it's not about worrying about it. It's just your mission will be to find the balance, to keep a balance. Not to say that we need to love we need to love the tyranny. We do not love the tyranny. We love God for removing the tyranny, from removing the darkness, for evacuating, for cleaning. For it's like a great. What we seek is just to find our self-empowerment, to be healthy, wealthy, happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So those are just my point of view, but it's the darkness is going to be coming into the light, and it's going to be a really pretty tough challenge for everyone, and also it's much more than this pandemic. What's the highest wisdom is peace, to stay very much at peace regardless, to be aware of that, to bring your light into the darkness whenever it comes into your consciousness, to face the shadow, to transmute it into light. It's very powerful. It is the work of the light workers to transmute this darkness into light, to support the light, and to see the difference between darkness and light, and to be attached to good and not attached to the darkness. Let go of so find this peace really much. What we need to understand is going far. It's a long process ahead. So just if you're at peace, if you're serene, if you accept the well-being and the flow of energy, the positive energy that comes to you constantly, then you can just move step by step towards this long destination. What we need to do is the island of treasure, the treasure island. So it's about finding the treasures, inner treasures, outer treasure, to find the abundance and bliss in life, to know it is coming to us, but we have to open the door to the heart, to the love, and we'll discover amazing treasures. There is also a lot of treasures that are hidden on the planet from past civilization, underwater. There's all kinds of treasures, archaeological and so on, that will be discovered, technologies from old civilizations. But first we need to come to this realization of balance and peace. So it's a process. And the outcome is the higher power. How do we work? Involving more the great I am presence, and involving more the angels, the archangels. Call on them whenever you need, and they're really here to support, and they won't interfere, but they can really provide a great deal of light and wisdom and bringing and centering. I also wanted to talk about the New Age. For the New Age is not new. It's just about learning to live outside of time, in the timeless now. For it all happens within the perception of reality will change. So it's just a matter of moving from opposite and contradiction to a state of unity and integration. And also the afterlife. For life, there is only one life, eternal in reality. But human beings in our time and age are not quite aware that life is eternal. They believe in materialism. There's no scientific proof of the afterlife, which will soon come. But when we pass on, when our physical life is ended, we all have to pass through that portal one time or another. I mean, we've been there many times. But all our expectations are met. If we believe in something, it's really what happened after life. It's all very different. It depends on our level of consciousness. Those people that are very low in frequency are not able to achieve any connection to the light after death. They go back into a dark cycle. So it's good to send light on all levels to all beings that are passing on, so that they can accept the assistance of an angels that can pull them up in frequency. But if you expect to be in the clouds surrounded by little children with wings playing harps, that's what will happen. But eventually, those are very short times, or whatever, of being in a forest or being in hell or whatever, being whatever. Whatever's expectations are usually being met after death. The only thing we learn from this is that life continues. There is not much of that more that is learned on the first level. But then eventually we moved back into a realm of truth, that we are guided by angels or guides or like parents, grandparents, friends that are passed on before, because we can only communicate once we disembodied. We can only communicate with other people that are in that dimension who can no longer have this clear communication. Of course, the Christ came back, but it's because he had integrated his divinity, which he could really come back into the physical. But usually people that died, it takes a few days. If you have a loved one that passed over, it will take a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, before the psychic communication can be restored, because we are led to go into review of all the lessons of our life. Everything has been re-experienced. It's a very raw experience, very intense. But we cannot change it. So it's like it's like all the things we see, all the things of our life, and then we meet with our guides and celestial helpers, and we plan for what we want to do next. So but it's also a time where we can rest, we can we can enjoy the fruits of our work as well, because a lot of things down here, it's a very hard mission, and so we do not be hard on yourself or be hard on others, because we all deprive from a higher consciousness, from as we want to integrate it, but we don't have all the information down here, so we always do the best we can. We've given the circumstances. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a song that was on top of the pile, and say, well, it sounds good. I'm going to sing it today. It goes like this. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a firing ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child, oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. A song of Johnny Cash, The Rings of Fire. And so I hope you're having a good day. I feel like I'm ready for the unexpected. I know there's like great things that are coming about, and it's like it feels good. For every night, I feel I'm being prepared more and more for what is to come. And it's like nighttime, once you understand the means by which to communicate with your higher self, that dream are very potent ways. You become more conscious of that. It becomes a much more potent preparation. It's like a training ground for what is to come. It's really. And the card of the day is the Knight of Michael, strong, devoted, intellectual, and applied. It is time to move on to the next gear. Logic must overcome emotion, sudden change. So keep balance. And emotions is just do not be emotional in the sense. Just there is new emotions that are coming up. So see what's behind the emotions, but follow a path that makes sense. To be harmonized between the logical and the intuitive, and stay strong, stay patient. For all is coming in due time, and accept that everything is part of the process. Move back to the realm of cause. From the realm of cause, see life as a great blank canvas, and then you can choose and recreate whatever you want for your future, and that will manifest as you create it little by little. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.